Target's down!
Там противник!
I'm reloading! Reloading!
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Fallen Skies Gaming. So Battlefield 2042 has been out about 2 weeks now, and for those of you still wondering if it's worth it or not, stay tuned. I'll let you know what my experience was and what I think of it. Now, this review is over the PS4, PS5, and PC versions. I'm going to tell you exactly what I experienced with each version, and at the end give a rating and recommendation on whether or not I think it's worth it. Now, this game features two main multiplayer modes. Most of you already know, Conquest and Breakthrough. The only difference here is the player limit. In Conquest and Breakthrough, it both went from 64 to 128 players. The only real new mode in this is called Hazard Zone, which is basically a war zone. You're in squads of 4, you drop into a map, retrieve hard drives, and exfil. There's also other players doing the same exact thing that you're trying to do. Kill, you can get knocked down, get revived, you can even get spawned back in from your teammates if you're completely dead. So they're also bringing back what they're calling the Portal, which is modes from the past. Includes things like Rush from Bad Company 2 and Classic Conquest from 1942. When selecting All-Out Warfare, which is the normal Conquest and Breakthrough, you have the option of PvP or PvE. In PvE, you're basically only playing against AI. There are no other players in that match, so you can squad up or play in solo against bots or players if you so choose. As many of you probably already know, the loadout system is different than any other Battlefield that I've seen yet. There are no longer class-specific loadouts, so there's no longer medic, there's no longer engineer, assault, sniper. They now have 10 different operators that you can choose from and attach any loadout to any other operator that you like. Each operator has their own specialty, like a sentry turret, buildable berries, stim pistol, and more. I don't know how I really feel about this. Personally, I liked the old classes better. You had to kind of rely on your teammates to take out vehicles. Had to have that engineer with the rocket launchers that can either lock on to Skycraft, what have you. But now anybody can have those types of weapons on any sort of class. So it definitely takes kind of the team aspect out away from it, which again, I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Speaking of vehicles, there are few changes to vehicles. The main difference, though, are the tanks. They no longer have 2 slots for people to jump into, but instead have 4, which in my mind is quite a big difference. They have a driver, gunner, a mortar, and a spotter. The aim in the vehicle is a little funky as well. It seems to kind of try to help out and go directly to the target, but it just ends up jumping and make it a lot more difficult to get your crosshairs. So you can kind of see it in the video of the gameplay there. It just kind of jumps every time I move it to lock onto an enemy. It jumps either above him or below it as if it's trying to lock onto him, but it just doesn't help at all. I've also tried it with and without aim assist on all systems, and it still does it no matter what. So it's not something just with the consoles versus PC. It does the same thing on PC without aim assist. Now on to the maps themselves. So there's definitely fewer maps than previous Battlefields. There's only 7 starting out maps, when in previous Battlefields there's usually about 10. Also, there's no levolution in this map, which is something that I was really hoping they were going to bring back for this Battlefield. I actually really enjoyed the levolution of Battlefield 4. Instead, they're making like natural disaster type deals in this, where a tornado can come and sweep through, but it doesn't really destroy anything and definitely doesn't change the map at all. One map even has a rocket that launches throughout the match, but again, it changes nothing. It can kill people below it, but that's all the change that happens. PlayStation 5, no issues from that whatsoever. I've also had the issues in PS4, again, PS4 alone, where it wouldn't let me modify my loadout. So it'd let me drop in, spawn on whatever I wanted to, but there were times where it wouldn't let me put a sight on it or put a grip on it, right? It would open the menu and it would tell me that it's available, but it wouldn't let me select it and attach it, which again is really weird and only happened on the PS4 version. The game would also crash a lot on PlayStation 4. be in the middle of the match, doing whatever, and all of a sudden it would just close out, blue screen, tell you an error has occurred, and take you all the way back out to the PlayStation menu. You'd have to completely reboot the entire game. But again, no issues like that on PC or PlayStation 5. Now, I'm not saying PlayStation 5 and PC don't have issues. The issues that I had with PlayStation 5 and PC just aren't anything nearly as bad as PlayStation 4. Just minor, normal launch issue bugs, like the vehicles when it tries to lock on to a person and it just kind of jumps. It's annoying, yes, but is it really that big of a deal? To me, no, not really, because it's a lot more fun, in my opinion, to be running around on the ground instead of hiding in a tank or a vehicle the entire match. So definitely, my opinion on this new Battlefield, I don't think that it deserves all the bad rep that it's getting. It doesn't have a campaign, which I know a lot of people are complaining about. Trust me, I'm right there with you. I enjoy campaign type games, but that's just the route that new games are going. It's inevitable. More and more games that are starting to come out, new releases, unless it's a campaign only type of game, are not having campaigns, which is really disappointing because I really love the campaign in most games. I mean, the Battlefield's biggest competitor is Call of Duty, and look what Call of Duty is doing. They're probably not going to make a solid campaign ever again if I had to take a guess on it. But such is life. You just have to kind of roll with it. Aside from that, though, the actual multiplayer aspect of this game, to me, is fun if I'm playing on PlayStation 5 or the PC versions. PS4, definitely not worth the buy right now. Definitely want to wait a couple months at least, see if things improve on it or whatnot, but definitely not worth it on PlayStation 4. PlayStation 5 and PC, completely different. In my opinion, it is absolutely worth the $60, or if you're an EA member, 10% off right now. It's definitely, I was getting my money's worth out of the game on both of those consoles. So, definitely runs smooth, got right into a match, didn't have any of the issues I was having with PlayStation 4. It's definitely a fun game to play. I like it a lot better than Battlefield 5. So there you have it, guys. There's my kind of experiences on the 3 different consoles. I'm sure there's definitely a lot that I'm leaving out. This game has a lot to it. Although it doesn't have as much maps, it doesn't have a couple of things that the old ones didn't have, but what they don't have in there, they definitely make up for with other things. So, hope this gave you some insight into the new Battlefield 2042 and whether or not you want to purchase it for yourself and try it out or not. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel for more content, and if you liked the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it, and we will see you on the next video.